first grade friends! Today we're going to read another nonfiction book and we're going to focus on pumpkins for our science unit on pumpkins. So we have Pumpkin Jack here with us. Do you notice anything starting to happen with him? We might take a look together as a class tomorrow or Friday, but definitely he's starting to change. And oh my goodness, who's here? Twiggy, our friend Twiggy the owl wants to observe Pumpkin Jack too and maybe learn a little bit more about pumpkins. So we're going to read a story called From Seed to Pumpkin. And do you remember some of those words we talked about last week that have to do with pumpkins? Let's go over some of them again. Flower, pumpkin, seed, vine and tendrils, it's a big word, and sprout. So I want you to be really good listeners while we read this story today to see if you can hear some of those words and learn how a pumpkin grows. So we're going to put those words in order up here as we read to learn the life cycle of a pumpkin. Here we go, from seed to pumpkin. When spring winds warm the earth, a farmer plants hundreds of pumpkin seeds. So I think we heard it. What's the first step to planting a pumpkin? That's right, we have to have a seed. So we begin by putting the seed in the ground. Every pumpkin seed can become a baby pumpkin plant. Underground, covered with dark, moist soil, the baby plants begin to grow. As the plants get bigger, the seeds crack open. Stems sprout up. Roots dig down. Inside the roots are tubes. Water travels up these tubes the way juice goes up a straw. So that's the root's job, to collect the water to feed the plant. So we heard sprout. Here's the sprout growing out of the seed. So we can add the word sprout. That happens next. In less than 2 weeks from planting time, green shoots poke up through the earth. These shoots grow into tiny seedlings. 2 leaves, called seed leaves, uncurl on each stem. They reach up toward the sun. So we have our sprout and seedling right there in that picture. Sunlight gives these leaves energy to make food. Like us, plants need food to grow. But green plants do not eat food as we do. Their leaves make it. To make food, plants need light, water, and air. Leaves catch the sunlight. Roots soak up the rainwater, and little openings in the leaves let air in. Using energy from the sun, the leaves mix the air with water from the soil to make sugar. This feeds the plant. That's pretty neat. The sun makes food for plants. Soon, broad, prickly leaves with jagged edges unfold on the stems. The new leaves are rough and prickly, but the seed leaves are smooth and rounded. The seed leaves dry up. Now the new leaves make food for the pumpkin plant. Each pumpkin stem has many sets of tubes. One tube in each set takes water from the soil up to the leaves so they can make sugar. The other tube in each set sends food back down so the pumpkin can grow. The days grow warmer. The farmer tends the pumpkin patch to keep the weeds out. Weeds take water from the soil. Pumpkin plants need that water to grow. So it's a good thing to weed around those important plants, huh? Pumpkin plants don't stand up tall. As the stems grow longer, they sprawl all over the ground. Before long, twisted, tangled vines cover the pumpkin patch, and soon flower buds appear on the vines. After each bud opens, its orange petals grow bigger and bigger. They look like bright orange umbrellas. So we heard 2 more steps on that page. We have the vines starting to spread out across the ground with those twirly little green parts. That's called a tendril. And those help it to reach far. And then after the vine comes the flower. And sometimes they can be yellow or orange flowers. During the heat of the day, the flowers close. They open again during the cool nights and early mornings. The bright orange flowers attract swarms of bees. The bees buzz about, carrying yellow pollen from the male flowers to the female flowers. Now pumpkins can grow. So once they're pollinated, they can grow. There it is, a tiny fruit starting to happen. The petals wither away. Where the flowers bloomed, tiny hard fruits begin to grow. Hundreds of these cling to the vines. The days grow hot, and all summer the warm sun and the cool rain help the tiny fruits grow larger and larger. And what is that tiny fruit that's growing? It's a pumpkin. Soon summer is over. The corn stalks next to the pumpkin patch turn brown. Leaves on the trees turn red, orange, and yellow. Pumpkins change color too. As they ripen, they change from green to yellow and then to orange. So our last word is pumpkin. We have our small green pumpkin here and our big orange ripe pumpkin. That happens last in the pumpkin life cycle. In just 4 months, small, flat, white pumpkin seeds have grown into big, fat, orange pumpkins. The pumpkins are ripe and round with lumps and bumps. They come in all sizes and shapes, and they're waiting in the autumn sun. Some pumpkins will be carved into jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween, like ours here. Some will be baked into pumpkin pies for Thanksgiving. Do any of you save your pumpkin meat for pies? Colorful leaves turn brown, winter winds begin to blow, and soon the trees are bare. The farmer looks out over the pumpkin patch where only a few dead vines remain. Think about that story of Pumpkin Jack. What's going to happen? He might come back the next spring. But when spring winds warm the earth again, once again he will plant hundreds of pumpkin seeds, and once again they will grow from seed to pumpkin. And there's some more activities in the back about pumpkins. I will post a picture of these so that your family can read them to you. It tells how they drink water and why a pumpkin is a fruit, and how to roast pumpkin seeds. So I can send you that recipe if you'd like to make your own pumpkin seeds to eat. They're really yummy. That's what I did with some of our pumpkin jack seeds. I baked them, and you can bake them either to be spicy or salty or sweet. I also saved some of our seeds to send to you to plant in the spring. So that will be fun to see the life cycle of a pumpkin happen right at our own home. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this story. You're going to do a life cycle activity on Seesaw next. Have a good day. Bye.